Now, it's the final day of the season. There's a chance that if we lose to West Brom, we can relegate Everton. Is that unethical? Hello everyone, welcome back to more Careering Onwards with me, Mr. Grand 2, here at Liverpool, and the final episode of the season, at least from a domestic standpoint, our final Premier League match coming up against West Bromwich Albion, which is largely meaningless except for what I mentioned before the intro thing, and then of course the FA Cup final, the only chance for us to win a trophy with Liverpool this season, and well, we're against Leeds United, so you'd be kind of sad if we didn't do it. But as you can see, the league, well, at least as far as the top four is concerned, is already wrapped up. It was pretty inevitable, but Manchester City have won the Premier League for the 6th season in a row. Well done to them. That's just joyous. We are guaranteed to finish in second. We cannot be caught by Chelsea or Manchester United, which is pretty good. It's only the second time that Liverpool have finished runners-up in the save, but it's the Premier League. They still want to win, which they still haven't done. But there's next season. We can build for next season, although £106 million in the transfer budget isn't amazing. It's good, but it's not amazing. We'll see what we can do with that. But Chelsea and Man United have also qualified for the Champions League, and currently it's Newcastle, Southampton and Leeds United in contention for the Europa League and Euro Cup too. I think Newcastle will end up with something. Depends on the cups really. If Leeds beat us in the cup, then obviously they'll get there too. But the big news on that regard is that Arsenal have finished in 8th and Spurs have finished in 10th, which means potentially some bargains to pick up from their players. But as said, yeah, there's the final relegation place to play for. We're playing West Brom, and, well, if they beat us, then theoretically, depending on what happens with the Watford game, Everton, our Merseyside rivals, could be relegated. We're not going to deliberately lose, though, because that would be extremely unethical, but we may still lose anyway, because it's me. Anyway, results since last time. Obviously, the disappointing exit in the Champions League because of Marko Vujicic's absurd decision to get sent off on the 32nd minute of the first leg when we were 2-0 up and absolutely coasting home. But these things happen. We did, of course, get to the FA Cup final as well, but we've played the 5 league games in between. It was a 1-1 draw with Wolves and a 1-1 draw with Watford, which just completely killed off what little title hopes we still had. And the scorers in those, you can see Harvey Elliott scored quite a few goals since he's come in to replace the injured Mohamed Salah, who is now back. And Marko Vujicic has definitely tried towards the end of the season to make amends for what he did. He scored a bucket full of goals. We beat Leeds 2-0 in the league, which bodes well for the cup final. Vujicic scoring there as well. A 3-0 win against West Ham, 2 from Elliott and 1 from Vujicic. And then a 4-1 win against Southampton. Vujicic getting himself a hat-trick. He has rocketed above Mo Salah now as our top goal scorer of the season, 22 goals in all competitions. I mean, he's really good, isn't he? He is really good. Obviously, I got very annoyed at him last time for good reason, but he is very good. I mean, let's have a look at the old stats. So he's got 17 goals, 1 behind Di Matta of Fulham, and then Mason Greenwood of Manchester United. Mo Salah, not quite highest average rating. He's probably not going to get that, but he's definitely going to win most assists. Not that that's really an award, but yeah, he may well win player of the season. Let's see what happens in the final weekend of action. Now, I am just slightly concerned about the fact we've got 5 and then 7 players on international duty. Obviously, the World Cup coming up, that'll be next time. It looks like we've still got all of our guys here at the moment. I hope they still are here for the FA Cup final. That would be bad if they weren't. But West Brom, then, we should be winning this one. I mean, there's a temptation to rotate, actually, as it is the final day of the season, and it is, as far as we're concerned, completely meaningless, apart from the fact we can maybe relegate Everton, and it would maybe be good to keep everyone nice and fit, but they've had a nice week off anyway, and I don't want their match sharpness to be any sort of any weaknesses there. But then again, I don't want anyone to get injured before the FA Cup final. It's a difficult situation. I think we're just going to go for it, really. Go with the full-strength team and hope for the best. That means we've got Alisson in goal, Lewis, Foucher, Van Dijk, and Aaron's at the back. Actually, I'm going to put Andy Robertson in because this may well be his last game for the club. De Jong, Bentancur and Piqué to the midfield, Vujicic and Salah, and then Dembele as well. I mean, we could actually be extra nice because it's probably going to be Sadio Mane and Roberto Firmino's last game for the club as well, and they're kind of legends. We'll put Mane on the bench, we'll put Firmino on the bench as well. Trent Alexander-Arnold's also had a little bit of an injury, but he is back for now. Now, you'd think West Brom are going to be absolutely up for this one. They want to save themselves And well, I mean, we might help them. We might help them. Frank Bradford on the right hand side doesn't look particularly all that special. Amaral in midfield, he does look really quite good actually. Maybe not the best physically, but looks not too bad. A German on loan from Spurs though, so maybe not really worth looking into too much. Right, obviously we want to win because we need to keep the morale up going into the cup final. We don't want to be going off the back of a defeat to a team who may still get relegated even if they do beat us. But we'll see what happens. It's a corner which has been cleared, and Vujovic running, still running. Tackled by Amaral, puts the ball across to Bentancur, and there we go. That's how you start things off. I mean, I think he's sorry. He's definitely sorry, and that's fine. It's absolutely fine. Just don't ever do what you did again, or at least not in such an important match. So we're looking good. If we win this, we'll be on 87 points, which is good. I mean, obviously it's not enough to win the title, but not bad. So we finished second in the top division in Germany. We finished second in the top division in England now. So logically, we need to move to Monaco or to someone like Lazio maybe, as Paqueta makes it 2-0. I mean, unless I get sacked, which I seriously doubt is going to happen, I am not going to be leaving Liverpool this summer unless PSG come up to my inbox with an absolute dump truck full of money, unless they offer me like a transfer budget of 500 million or something, then I'm going to be staying at Liverpool for next year because we've got a really good squad, a lot of young players, money to invest, no need to go anywhere else as Salah hits the post. And then Vujovic grabs himself another goal, his customary goal, 3-0, Salah with the assist. It's half-time, this one's done, and I think we'll have a look at the situation in the bottom of the table, but I'm assuming that from this West Bromwich Albion are getting relegated because their goal difference was a lot worse than Everton's and Watford's. So we could have, I mean, if I'd been that way inclined, we could have been an eternal Merseyside hero, the guy that got Everton relegated, but we're not going to do that. It would be unethical to just throw this match. So there's the situation. Everton and Watford are both drawing, so they are saving themselves anyway, regardless of what happens here. And we shouldn't have played Salah really because he's got injured. We'll take him off. I don't know what it said. Did it say he's pulled his thigh? Oh, for goodness sake. I was just sitting here happily ignoring what was happening. Anyway, Mane and Firmino both on for what will probably be their final games for the club, and we'll bring on Naby Keita because he's probably in a similar situation. And there we go, very comfortable, very routine as you would expect. Nice sort of tune-up before the FA Cup final, although obviously I've injured our best player because I'm an idiot and played him at all and also left him out for too long. But there's the final standings in the Premier League. We do, with that victory, relegate West Bromwich Albion. Everton just about survive for another season. We don't know who's getting the European places until after the Cups. I'm assuming Newcastle have made it in, which is pretty good. Right, he's pulled his thigh. He's out for 9 to 12 days, so he will miss the FA Cup final unless we give him an injection. Are you gonna like it? We're gonna have to give him an injection, aren't we? Yeah, I'm gonna do it. He's 33. He's not got that long left. He can't miss this. Well, Zidane's been sacked by Arsenal, which is not surprising given where they finished. His career has been really weird. He got sacked by Real Madrid in 2021 and then was unemployed for 3 years before he got the Arsenal job, and he's been clinging on ever since, but not anymore. Right, again, this is up there with like not being able to rest international players as a feature I just despise about this game. Injured Salah out of FA Cup final. He's not. We've just given him an injection. It's here. It's fine. He's got an injection. He's going to be able to play. But his morale is now through the floor because of this absolute nonsense. And I can't even say in this, he's going to play. All of these options are, it's not good news, we'll find a way to handle the situation. He's going to play. He's fine. I mean, I can put this in and say no comment, but I mean, there's nothing else to say really. He breaks the record for Premier League assists, taking it from Kai Havertz, who got 21 in 2022. Not bad for a 33-year-old. Not bad at all. But now we're going to have to increase his morale because it's gone down, even though he's absolutely fine. We'll praise his conduct. That's all we can do, apparently. Can we ask his advice? We can get him to do this, see if that makes any difference. I don't really want these players to stay, but it will help. Can we get his advice? Recommend signing. We need a new striker. Someone who can do that. He can't think of anyone suitable, but at least his morale has improved. That's the most important thing. Well, Vujovic scored, but Di Matta scored a few more, and he's ended up getting top goal scorer. Well done to him. Alisson finishes second in Golden Glove. In the team of the season, though, our wing wonders, Vujovic, just 20 years old, Mohamed Salah, 33 years old, but he's still got it. It's starting to decline a little bit, but next season he's still going to be fine. Even if it's just one more year, he's still going to be fine. We will need to get probably another couple of wingers in to sort of act as understudies for him. I'm not really sure that Harvey Elliott is particularly ever going to be good enough. I don't know. But there you go. Salah's contract, which we agreed a while ago, has gone through. He will be with us for one more season at least. Just a quick check on the jobs, as well as the Arsenal job. Our old job at Monchengladbach is available because they sacked Jorge Sampaoli after Monchengladbach was struggling, and they haven't even qualified for the Europa League. So, no, they haven't been relegated. That's an improvement on Leicester and Cambridge, but once again, though, we've left a team and they've not done very well. Dortmund also not qualifying for Europe at all either, although I think they're in the cup final for Euro Cup 2. Indeed they are, and they will be playing Aston Villa, who have made it to a major European final. And Spurs also might still backdoor it into Europe because they're in the Europa League final, but the Champions League final will be between PSG and Real Madrid, so Arsenal will definitely not be in Europe next season. And just to check on our other former employers, it's good news for Leicester. They've won the Championship at the first time of asking. Not 3 years in the Championship for them this time. Quite convincing and comfortable as well. They'll be back in the Premier League next season. Cambridge, though, finished in 5th again. They got in the playoffs again, but this time they didn't make it to the playoff final. They lost in the semi-finals on penalties to Charlton. Formerly, of course, Steve McLaren's Charlton, now managed by Ronnie Taylor. But again, bad luck to Cambridge, just missing out once more. But that's good, that's positive. That's our first two clubs. They're on the up, they're still there. Cambridge has stabilised, fully stabilised as a top half League One side. They're trying to get back into the Championship, but they have been in the playoffs 3 years running now. That is good. They're not just gone straight back down. Right then, FA Cup final. This is big. I've got my suit on. We want to win this one. It's a trophy that I have. Well, I think it's the one that I win the least. And not just in France, when they still had 3 cup competitions last year, in the Monaco save, we didn't win the Coupe de France until really far in. We kept winning the Coupe de la Ligue, but we didn't win the Coupe de France. It's a similar thing here. Chelsea Challenge, we won the League Cup quite a few times. I never won the FA Cup, and well, this is the first chance I've really had this year to win the FA Cup. Leeds United, managed by Gordon Strachan at the age of 69. He's still going strong and now managing a team in the Premier League. Leeds did actually have quite a strong finish to the season, of course, finishing in 7th place. Right then, here we go. FA Cup final time. Liverpool versus Leeds United. It is very much an old school cup final time, but we are here, we are ready, we are raring to go, and we're going to be back to full strength here. Trent Alexander-Arnold is going to come in for Max Aarons. Jamal Lewis is going to come in for Andy Robertson as well. So there we are then. Can we get the job done? Alisson in goal. Jamal Lewis at left back. It's probably my main question mark position. Robertson hasn't been great this season. He wants to leave because he's been here for a while. Anyway, Trent has been fantastic. Foucher and Van Dijk have been fantastic. Van Dijk, obviously, he's aging. Still pretty good though. Don't need to replace him. Centre back, we're absolutely fine. De Jong, Bentancur, Paqueta have been excellent in midfield. Vujovic obviously has been fantastic. Salah, obviously, age is just a number for him. And then Moussa Dembele up front as well. I think wing-wise and striker-wise, we need to get a bit more coverage there in case these guys aren't in form or aren't fit. Maybe another midfielder, and then probably left back as well. But otherwise, we're looking pretty good for next season. But it'd be really good if we could go into next season with a piece of silverware. And if we can't beat Leeds, even though they did finish 7th in the league, they are pretty good, then I don't think we're going to have many better chances than this. Right, we beat Chelsea to get here. We beat Manchester City to get here. Can we beat Leeds and get our hands on the trophy? Some decent players. Sisto, formerly of my Denmark national team. Calvin Phillips, obviously good. Kenner at the back is pretty good. Ignatiev, the striker, looks really quite decent. It's not going to be easy at all, but I mean we've got to win it, surely. Come on. Right, I expect you to win, boys. I'm going to be confused if we don't. Right, I expect you to win, boys. I'm going to be very sad if we don't. This is the best opportunity I think I'm going to have to win the FA Cup, possibly ever. Trent's been booked immediately, but we are coming forwards. Let's not do anything stupid. That's what really is the most important thing. Now we've gone all the way back to Alisson. Can we build? There's early pressure from Leeds, and that's a poor pass. And Leeds can now attack us. Lots of space for Iago on the left-hand side. He's found Sisto. He gets it back. Sisto puts it in. And then, well, Arkazan's hit the post. And then Ignatiev has somehow scored. I thought that went out of play. So I'm not sure who fell asleep there. I didn't notice it was still in. And clearly neither did the defence. Arzakan puts it. I mean, that's definitely gone out of play. Hang on. Well, they've scored. But I don't think that should have counted. Oh, right, okay, so Iago, Sisto puts the ball in, Arzakan hits the bar, and it's hard to see from that. That did look like the whole of the ball did not go over the line, but I think we can be a little bit aggrieved by that one. Right, not a great start then. Let's wake up a little bit, shall we? There's still time, obviously, but that's not how we really should have started things off. Right, chance for us from a corner. Immediate equaliser would be good if we get it. Paqueta, it's gone all over the place. It's gone in. Lucas Paqueta, not sure how he managed to get that in through a crowd of people, but he's done it. The Brazilian equalises for us 20 minutes in. I mean, it's cleared. He's got the ball there. Well, great skills from him. He's hit the defender. It was going in anyway from the looks of it, but I mean, excellent. It looked like a bit of a Cruyff turn from him. Very good indeed. Let's get the lead now and then keep it, shall we? Trent to Paqueta, driving run from him. Mohamed Salah, of course, he's got the injection, but he can still play. What a ball that is to Vujovic, but it's been cleared. But we can still work it. Trent on the right hand side, put it across to Bentancur. It's saved by Galini, and Leeds are breaking here. We need to just kick him. Right, we're asserting our dominance now. We need to see a bit more though. I don't want to see no highlights until the final minute of extra time when they score, or indeed penalties. Jamal Lewis driving in. Vujovic can't quite get there. He's being pretty heavily man-marked there. And at half-time, it is disappointingly 1-1. We've got back into the game, but we've let that early goal in from Leeds, and they're going to fight for it now. Oh, we need to see more. Vujovic hasn't done much. I don't think it's really entirely his fault. I think he's kind of been shut out a little bit. Let's see if we can change him. Let's change him to attack, and then we'll put Salah on support and see if that makes the slightest bit of difference. Right, we've got a highlight. 66 minutes in, we're working it through the midfield. It's a terrible ball from Bentancur, and Arzakan's in, and he's dragged his shot just wide. Oh, it's sloppy, and it's looking like it's going to head to extra time. I don't want to take off Vujovic, but I think we're going to have to. He's having a poor game. He's been booked. We know he likes getting sent off. Corner comes in from Salah. Son is off the bench to try and put his influence on this one. Bentancur, Van Dijk of all people, in loads of space. Can he find a ball across? It's a penalty, apparently. It's a penalty. Salah to take. I'm not sure what that was for. Must have been a push. Salah takes it and Salah scores it. And that's why you give him an injection, so he doesn't miss a cup final, because he's just so good. Mohamed Salah's 19th of the season. Brilliant from the Egyptian. And with 77 minutes gone, we've got the lead. Let's not do anything stupid. I'm going to put Son back to support as well. Let's just be nice and sensible, as immediately there's a highlight for Leeds. Arzakan back to Iago. They're dangerous. I mean, that is offside, I hope. Ignatiev, definitely offside. Visibly offside. He's definitely offside. Right, good. Okay, we're into injury time. It's gone now, I think. I hope. I think it has. Oh, right. Thank goodness for that. Thank goodness for that. That was. Yeah, well, at least the offside went our way. At least the offside went our way. We've done it. Just about. A lot more difficult than it probably should have been. Full credit to Leeds. They identified Vujovic as our best player, and they marked him out of the game. And well, we got a penalty. We've won. We've won the FA Cup 2-1. I just want a final that's just not stressful. I'm thinking back. We've got the World Cup coming up. I mean, the Euro 2024 final was one of the most stressful experiences of my life. But there we go then. Leeds 1, Liverpool 2. We've won the FA Cup in our first season here on Merseyside. Not too bad at all. Salah's now out for 10 days. It was worth it. I think it was definitely worth it. Well done, Mohamed Salah. You won us that FA Cup with your very cool under pressure penalty. And everyone's getting a medal. It's a nice way to say goodbye to some of these guys because, as I mentioned earlier, I would expect that Roberto Firmino, his contract's up. He's still pretty good and he's done well this season when we've needed him. He's got 5 goals in the league, 2 assists. He's not the most prolific goal scorer anyway in real life, is he? I mean, we could maybe keep him if we can't get anyone else in, but he is declining. He's on 210 grand a week, and he's going to want, I would think, he's not even interested in signing a new contract, so he's definitely going to be going. Mane as well, he wants to leave anyway. He's done what he thinks he's done everything he can here. Well, he hasn't won the Premier League, but he has won pretty much everything else. But there we go then, the board are thrilled. We've won silverware 2 years ahead of schedule. Hopefully they don't just increase the expectations as a result of that. But we have won it. Liverpool did win it twice in the save earlier on, but not for a few years. And it's the first time that we've won it, and that's the most important thing as far as I'm concerned. Our first trophy with Liverpool, hopefully the first of many as we look towards next season. We took Man City quite close, and it would have been nice to have a bit of a longer run in the Champions League, and it would have been nice to have extended the title fight for a few more weeks at least. But next season we've got to go full throttle to try and win it outright, because we've got a good squad here, and with a few additions in the summer we should be, I think, right up there again. But there we are then. I mean, I want to do the end of season stuff because that would be good, but we've got to do our France squad. Alright, I'm going to do this now, and then I'll tell you what it is in the next episode at the World Cup. Right then, there's the overall best 11, and we're not interested in that too much. Mohamed Salah, player of the season, 73% of the rating. He's pretty popular here. It's a good job we're keeping him. He gets goal of the season. Vujovic gets signing of the season and young player of the season as well. They've been the stars for the season, that is for sure. And in the end, Vujovic top goal scorer with 23, Salah top average rating and assists. 30 assists is nuts. And just the one red card, we won't mention that red card again. So overall, not too bad. Champions League quarter-final, Premier League runners-up. We've won the FA Cup and then quarter-final of the Carabao Cup as well. Well, it's potentially subject for negotiation, but they would like us to win the Premier League, which we've got to try for. They want us to grow the club's reputation as well, so we're going to have to accept it really. But hopefully we can do that. I don't think we are going to be without a chance of doing it. We're definitely going to be up there, and hopefully they'll be forgiving if we don't quite do it. Right, next season then. We are going to want to win the Premier League because that's what the board want us to do, and everyone is very happy by that. Well, that is good. So everyone is off for a little bit of a break before we're back very shortly for the World Cup. And these are our players who are going to be called up for the World Cup, which of course is what we will focus on in the next episode. We'll have a look and see not only how we get on with France. Dembele and Foucher are obviously coming with us, but we'll see how the rest of the boys get on as well, including Ishigami and Vlasic, who've been out on loan. But yeah, Bentancur, Alisson, Paqueta, Roberto Firmino still, Robertson. Scotland have got to the World Cup, that's just great. Salvador, Van Dijk, De Jong, Vujovic, Trent, Gomez as well are going to be going to the World Cup too. But there we are then, that is going to be that. Thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed our FA Cup victory and indeed any of our first season here at Anfield. Make sure you subscribe as well so you don't miss what happens next time at the World Cup. Hopefully a couple of episodes at least of our World Cup campaign with France. See what we can do with that. I'll do some transfers in between as well. And we'll be back for the new season after the World Cup. But thank you very much for watching and I will see you next time.